Hello, everyone. Today, we learn the task 4, installation and adjustment of the die plate chain and positioning mechanism. In the THMDTK-1 Mechanical Equipment Assembly, Adjustment and Control Technology training device, the operation of the stamping die depends on the synchronous operation of the upper and lower die chains driven by the motor. During the stamping operation of the die, to ensure the stamping accuracy, the upper and lower die plates must be stable, and at this time, the positioning mechanism plays a crucial role. This task focuses on the installation and adjustment of the die plate chain and the positioning mechanism to ensure the smooth progress of the stamping die process. Next, we will carry out the study through the task implementation process. Let's first understand the task requirements and contents. The task mainly consists of two aspects: preparation and installation and adjustment. In the preparation, all kinds of tools should be neatly arranged for easy access and management. In the installation and adjustment link, the right tools should be selected according to the requirements, and the die plate chain and the positioning mechanism should be installed and adjusted well. Ensure that the screws are tightened to meet the control requirements. Through the study of this task, everyone should master the principle of adjusting the tension of the chain drive. Remember the standard that the droop of the chain is 2 to 3 millimeters, and also master the assembly and adjustment steps of the pneumatic module for positioning the upper and lower die plates, as well as the debugging steps of the sensor. Be able to correctly adjust the tension of the chain drive. Complete the assembly and adjustment of the pneumatic module for positioning the upper and lower die plates, and ensure the normal operation of the equipment. There are some precautions during the specific operation process that everyone must keep in mind. When adjusting the chains of the upper and lower die plates, it is necessary to ensure the synchronous movement of the upper and lower die plates to ensure the normal operation of the equipment and the stamping accuracy. When adjusting the chains, do not fix the position in one time. Adjust it slowly to make the upper and lower chains move synchronously. Then the chains will be evenly stressed and have a longer service life. When adjusting the positioning cylinder, make sure that the telescopic cylinder is fully extended in place, and then use tools to tighten it. If the cylinder is tightened before it is fully extended, it will affect the positioning accuracy. Next, we enter the preparation and the selection of tools and measuring instruments. Before debugging the equipment, everyone should also be familiar with the technical documents and operation procedures and strictly implement them. Be familiar with the assembly accuracy requirements of the chain drive, positioning mechanism, and sensor. Use various tools and measuring instruments in a standardized manner, and accurately adjust the accuracy. Finally, select and use tools and measuring instruments reasonably according to the task requirements to avoid damaging the equipment. The details are shown in the table. Now, let's enter the key task implementation link. The first step is to pre-tighten the base of the positioning cylinder. First, pre-tighten the two hexagon head cap screws of the base of the positioning cylinder, and at the same time, pre-tighten the 4 screws of the cylinder support plate to prevent the cylinder bracket from shaking. The second step is to lock the copper bushing. After pushing the telescopic cylinder to fully extend in place, use a cross screwdriver to pre-tighten the 4 cross screws on both sides of the copper bushing to fix the position of the copper bushing, and meanwhile, pre-tighten the screws of the L-shaped bracket to ensure the stable operation of the cylinder. The third step is to fix the cylinder. Ensure that the cylinder can extend and retract freely. After the positioning cylinder extends in place, press the button on the solenoid valve to manually lock it, and fix the 2 hexagon socket head cap screws on the cylinder support plate, a total of 4 screws for the 2 cylinders. The fourth step is to adjust the telescopic state of the cylinder. Release the button and repeatedly extend and retract the cylinder to observe the state when the positioning cylinder is fully extended. The fifth step is to lock the screws of the base. Release the button and repeatedly extend and retract the cylinder, and finally, while extending and retracting the cylinder, slowly lock the screws of the base to ensure that the positioning cylinder can extend and retract freely. The sixth step is to adjust the sensor. Ensure that when the cylinder extends and retracts, the sensor can transmit data and make the equipment work according to the process. The seventh step is to install the chain wheel. First, use a chain cutter to cut 2 chains of the same length. Then, before assembling the chains, push the cylinders for positioning the upper and lower die plates by hand to insert the guide shafts of the positioning pins of the upper and lower die plates into the positioning holes of the upper and lower die plates. And then install the cut chains on the large chain wheel and the small chain wheel. The eighth step is to adjust the tightness of the chains. When the guide shafts of the positioning pins of the upper and lower die plates are inserted into the positioning holes, adjust the tension of the 2 chains. After adjustment, press down the chains by hand, and the droop should be about 2 to 3 millimeters. If the tightness of the two chains is not synchronized, it can be adjusted through the screw holes of the large chain wheel, and meanwhile, adjust the coaxiality between the stepper motor and the sprocket shaft. Here in the course, we need to think about two important issues. When adjusting the chains of the upper and lower die plates, it is very crucial to ensure the synchronous movement of the upper and lower die plates. If the tension of the chains is inconsistent or the adjustment is improper, the movement of the upper and lower die plates will be out of synchronous, which will not only affect the stamping accuracy but also may damage the die and the equipment. So when adjusting, it is necessary to operate strictly according to the standards and conduct multiple inspections and fine-tune. When adjusting the positioning cylinder, the adjustment and fastening cannot be completed at one time after the positioning cylinder extends and positions. Because if the cylinder is fastened before it is fully extended in place, the cylinder may not work properly during the operation of the equipment, resulting in inaccurate positioning. Multiple adjustments and confirmations are required to ensure that the cylinder can work stably and reliably under various working conditions. Through this study, our professional qualities have been improved. When adjusting the tension of the chain, the standard requires that the droop of the chain is 2 to 3 millimeters. During the actual operation, everyone needs to use tools to repeatedly fine-tune. In this process, we need to uphold the attitude of striving for perfection to ensure the high-quality operation of the equipment, which can cultivate everyone's craftsmanship spirit. When installing the chain wheel, it is necessary to push the cylinders for positioning the upper and lower die plates to accurately insert the guide shafts of the positioning pins into the positioning holes before assembling the chain. This requires close cooperation among team members. By completing this task, everyone's team cooperation and communication abilities can be enhanced. Finally, let's conclude this lesson. Today, we learned how to select appropriate tools to complete the installation and adjustment of the die plate chain and the die plate positioning mechanism. We focused on completing key links such as the adjustment of the chain tension, the fixation and telescopic test of the positioning cylinder, etc. These effectively ensure the accuracy of the movement and positioning of the upper and lower die plates, providing a guarantee for the success of the stamping die. During the operation process, everyone must pay attention to the details, operate strictly in accordance with the specifications, cultivate a rigorous work attitude, and improve the ability to solve practical problems. Everyone must finish relevant exercises after class. I hope you will review after class and master the knowledge and skills you have learned today to accumulate experience for future study and work. Today's lesson ends here. Thank you.